Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so to the people out there who've been wanting me to use OBS, unfortunately I can't use it anymore. My laptop crashes far too often now, more than ever, and my laptop is just too old now. I can't, I said this, a year ago. My laptop was getting old, it wasn't working anymore, and now it's come to pass. So unfortunately I can't use OBS because it puts too much strain on it and it just crashes every time, so I can't do anything about it. So whatever. But I got the 2 vials of hydrochloride. Now I gotta get this little potion to the doctor. Was it Hawkins? Dorothy? I have to go to Dorothy. Who was the one that was nauseous?
Circumstances, I'm willing to...
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
I'm in the hospital.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to...
We may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London.
With the citizens of my mesmerized level, huh?
The pain.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Ha. Are you now?
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
In other words, you're full of shit.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Oh wow, so is she gonna be one of them people?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire!
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
You're right. Full of shit.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Huh. Must feel good to play along.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes.
I want to know what it
The
means.
human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
Stimulating indeed.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Ah, call me Edgar. This is not amusing. We need each other. Oh man. I feel like if I say that, I'm gonna be setting them up for the embrace. I don't want to do that. No need to apologize.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
I know, man. I think I know exactly who to go to. Let's save this. Like, I don't want to level up until I start getting like 1,000 XP. How many shillings do I have? Not enough.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Ain't that vampire lady?
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air.
Right.
I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury.
Is your first name really Lady?
Well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
I feel played. Swansea fancies vampires. It's gonna be either one of these two. I don't know which one to go with. I feel played. Let me go with that one.
It seems I'm the butt of a joke. Or pigeon of a con. Dr. Swansea might have told me who I was going to meet.
I know you're a man of action, Doctor, but take a moment to contemplate the terrain. In this war, discretion is both weapon and shield.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
By who? I'm here to help you. Patient's giving you trouble. I have questions about vampires. Let's get right to action.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion. but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Oh, we bite necks.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What?
Yeah.
What? What is this? Who are you?
Oh shit, is
Get
that a
out of my
vampire?
room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Shut up.
If you continue shouting, I'll have you restrained and gagged. Understood?
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
Not about medical error. Are you the blackmailer? You like gossip?
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
Jeez. This woman got some strong vocabulary.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off, they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. Miss Jones, greetings. How do we feel?
Again? Waking a poor old woman in her sleep? There isn't a poor life needs saving somewhere?
Now, I need to ask you a few simple questions.
Well, if you really must.
Have you noticed any suspicious comings or goings?
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Yeah, it is.
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
If you could just tell me why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing up blood, and I get awfully tired. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't lost my house and all.
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know. Not even my own flesh and blood.
Jeez, I wonder what's keeping him away.
I'll come and visit you shortly. Good night, Miss Jones. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Pippa Hawkins. Can we go upstairs now? Nope, can't go upstairs.
It's locked, all right.
$6,000. Dang. You kill him, the story is pretty much over. Kinda wish I would have kept that Clay guy alive.
Someone's poached my blanket.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
It's the nurses I'm looking for.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
All the children, Ellen.
But in the circumstances,
As for
I'm willing
me,
to give them the benefit of
What
the
a
doubt.
blundering idiot.
Hawkins.
Good
she was the
evening,
one with the
Nurse
black
Hawkins.
book.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have said the truth.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Sure.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Liars and thieves, every last one of them!
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Callaghan fellow.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Tippets. Eavesdrop. Press R3 to activate your senses. If a citizen is behaving suspiciously, their heart will emit a distinctive glow. By looking at the citizen, you can unlock a special interaction.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Why homeboy walking like he got a diaper on? So where's she at? Oh, she took off kind of quick. Oh crap! I guess we're going. Guess we're getting ready to bite some necks.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Where's the dude doing all the screaming? Oh, there we go. Was he the one that got that?
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Mesmerize him? Nah, we ain't gonna do that.
Are you sure you're all right, sir?
Yes, I'll be. As soon as I can see the sky again.
Oh, he just wanna leave. I'm not gonna do that to him. Don't he realize he's still claustrophobic? I mean, just because I open up the door don't mean that he's gonna be able to just go anywhere.
What sort of creature is this?
afraid of the big bad wolf.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot.
If you are sick and you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dr. Dorothy to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Dr. Patricia's house. Petrescu's house. And present this coupon. Oh, wow.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really... must find her.
Wait a minute, I wonder if I can hold on. Let's see. Dang, never mind. I thought I was gonna be able to get like another like weapon or something. Or like a second sword equipped. How wrong was I? Oh, I gotta use the workbench. Okay, now,
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
well, it's either that or drink human blood. What you want to do? Whitechapel. I did that before already. So we can go right back to where we was. I know exactly how to get there. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Every time he says that, I'm always thinking that he's asking him to take his pants off or something. I don't know why. I'm so stupid. I like to see your goods. Bend over. $20 for that. That's probably going to end up being like a good weapon. I might not want to get rid of that. Sell junk. Wedding ring. Oh, he don't need it. He did. Average resale value. Wait a minute, how much was that shotgun?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Okay. How much was this? $315. I got more than enough for that. There we go. Got more than enough shotgun shells. I don't really need nothing else. Shotgun going to being my best friend. Okay, let's go. Get to the workbench and use this XP. See who else lives are gonna mess up. That's 20 points of damage. I don't know. I mean, is it gonna give us the same thing either way? We'll go with stun. I feel like that's going to end up being like the best thing for this. Damage. That was kind of a no-brainer. Common handle part. We have those, don't we? I think I passed up old boy that had them. It gives no stun. Oh, it's a two-handed weapon. I can't just use it. Use one. Wish I We still gotta use these points. Well, dang, we can go to the back door? Okay, lit. This thing will last longer. This one's gonna be more to for. This is gonna be damaging. What's this one? Assuming this one is for stun. Give me this. 1,000. They put that one at 1,000. $600. They got nothing for 3. I guess I'll take it. Still gotta reach Whitechapel. carrot stick. Oh, we get to change up these skills, don't we? This counts as shadow, okay. We can just run for it. We don't need to.
It's down! Finish it! I'll send you back in a bullet grid!
Whack.
Watch out for that tail! We have to stop it! Fine, it's too strong!
There we go. Get everything from out there. Whitechapel to
Die, Vampyr!
Privilege steak. Well, it's not letting me make it. Or do I already have one? Why it's not letting me make this one? Make that though. Oh, we already maxed out on that. No wonder. I didn't realize it.
I have this thirst for blood.
I might use my shotgun yet, that's why. This is on me. $75, $72. It's a two-handed weapon. Okay, I'm gonna go with the hacksaw. Good thing I kept it.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Stupid beast! Back in the burn it, boy! Back to the bloody fire! I'll kill it! Yeah, fuck, he's dead!
Okay, the red one gave 60 points instantly.
This is despicable.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. The guards recruit more and more every year.
You know what? I need to switch my moves around.
When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
Die, vermin! He's too fucking fast! Die, vermin! Shit, that leech is fast!
You're mine, vermin! Please open the door, sir. When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
That's not doing enough. It don't even stun them well enough.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
You know, that's not our business.
Stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. He's just well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just failed me last nerve.
Uh-huh. Excuse me, sir, but would you come with me?
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
Treatment for migraine required. Okay. Nah, he killed a kid. We gotta, Sorry, man. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourself, man. Did this to yourself. Killing a boy in the middle of the street in the public. Have you no shame, sir? Do it. This place is already in a serious shape. I really hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. Like I'm finna bite you in your neck. Oh, yes, delicious. Delicious. Delicious.
I'm not
The rats
afraid
can have the
anymore.
rest.
I died in this trench a long time ago.
was delicious. Oh man, that was invigorating.
I can't believe I'm
rat.
doing this.
The district will soon suffer the consequences of your actions. How can the district suffer the consequences of a guy who bit somebody else's neck? Wouldn't those consequences just fall on me? Who's this lady?
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Really? You're one to
I'd
talk.
like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
If she got hydrophone chloride, well, she got opium. She got opium. Argon, potassium, pomegranate, codeine. Bitch got codeine. Sodium chloride. Oh, she got the sodium chloride. She gonna be my best friend. She got the chloride solution. Hell fucking yes. Use Perwin steak? No, that's the regular one, right? I'll leave her alone for now, but I know where she is.
Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
Right.
Seems to get uglier every year.
Oh, is it not right, sir? I wouldn't bite your neck, but you seem like some sort of a bitch. Oh, we got a cold, yo. We can heal him.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
My name
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people around here. That would help my business, because I
Back
say
that ass up whenever I have a chance, sir.
a paying
In my profession, everybody gets their jaws dilly-dallied.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Well, you say it like that.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
He must be the one that boinged her.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
Well.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
Bronchitis.
I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
So we have that merchant in the middle of the square, so I need to figure out what the ingredients are so I can buy the right stuff, because he got bronchitis that can be healed.
This is no place for you, sir.
Did that to herself. I ain't telling her to attack me. Shit happens, man. It will not be missed. Got another one of them down there. I'm not even going the right way anyway. Investigate Darius Petruska's actions. You would think, since I healed this guy, he'll be more willing to talk.
Uglier every year.
Mr. Bates.
Evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Swan's Bar, let's talk to her. She's got a 15 experience. Dang, that's a lot.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
She definitely got the
Its
goods.
effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough polio.
Is anybody else around here that can talk? Investigate Darius Petruska's actions. What is his actions? Can I get up somewhere? Cause he's not talking.
No one's there.
He in there, I don't know why. Guess we're gonna go around to the other side, because they're not gonna let us just go through.
It's locked.
So can we go around? Is it a way for us to go around this house? Merchant, hideout. Oh, word? I got a hideout right there. We need to get that. hideout. There gotta be a bed in here. Oh, workbench. Here we go. Bronchitis. So we need potassium permanganate. We need 8 shots of that potassium, 8 orders. Okay. Nice. So we need 8 more potassium. Okay, so we got everything we need now. Glass vials. Some of this other stuff can get sold though. Yeah, I'm gonna sell you some of this. We good though. There you go. I mean, since he got bronchitis, we can cure him. Oh yeah, he gone. Doctor got bronchitis. His condition is unknown. He dead. I almost feel bad for killing that guy now, but he killed a kid in the street. What am I supposed to do? Not kill him. Just let him be so he can go kill somebody else. That's not life. Crap, was he up there?
Excuse me, sir.
That's what wonder. Was that one of these big nose dudes?
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
What's his condition? Got 1,500 experience, that's what he got.
Joe, please. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Right then. Show me what you have.
We got some of that potassium stuff too, so we got 2 merchants. Okay. Cool. So that means we found us a couple of plugs. I ain't mad at that at all.
You again? What do you want this time?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Nobody at home.
This district seems to get uglier every year.
I don't know if they're gonna tell me anything different.
Doctor.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Dude, they really want me to... How are we supposed to... I don't understand. Like, we gotta get around to the back of his house somehow. That's the only way I can see to do it. See if we can find a way to go around. That's the only way we can get there. If there's a way back there. I'm not seeing it.
Better go home, sir. Let's pin it down!
One of these things lead to the back of that house. I just gotta find it.
Best stay back, sir. It ain't coming. Kill it! Oh my God!
I'm still alive.
Give me that, give me that.
It's locked, all right.
Really, out of all the times that... Now, when I did want to put it around me, it didn't want to do it. Now, just messed up a surprise attack. You know what? Where we at? Did we get to the back of the house, or that's still the front side? I think that's still the front side. Here's still the front side. Fuck.
People are talking about this Colossus. Perhaps I should look at it.
How the hell are we supposed to get in this dude's property? We can knock it down with the crane. spot because a lot of people got wedding rings. Investigate his activities. What activities can we investigate? Nobody's talking about him.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
She ain't got nothing.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid, or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
I don't think she's ever gonna need help.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Red juice.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
First we couldn't find the sodium chloride, and I feel like that thing is right in front of my face. They keep telling me to come here and investigate this place, but I can't. I'm not getting anywhere.
Maybe it's time to see if this Christina is still working nearby.
Just running around in a circle.
I have this thirst for blood. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Let me in.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Why was he standing like that?
May I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Medical reasons. He has fatigue. We got something for that.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, What can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Well, your father's
Goodbye,
dead. Might as well kill you too.
Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
What you got here? What you got here?
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Suffering in this world.
This kid just seems like he really wants to die.
Even my dreams.
I should help him out with that.
Glue.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Unable to see the true.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
You don't like nurses?
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Is he sick? Oh, he's healthy as hell.
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
I've been touched by God's grace. I am perfectly healthy.
Right.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye. I will return later.
Dude, okay, I'm getting sick of trying to
There's
find
no one
where the
here.
hell to go. Games like this piss me off, dude, because they don't make it obvious what the hell you're supposed to do. They say investigate his actions, but I don't see any blood trails anywhere. I don't see any places where I can jump up and go. I don't see anything. Nobody's giving me a key to nothing, so it's not like I can just... Wait a minute, she here? She visited that guy.
It's locked.
Man, I can't... Let me see. This is ridiculous, dude. I gotta go through all this just to find one person. See if you press the L through your vampire senses. Okay, wait. Dorian Bates, Clayton Darby. They tell me I need to look for some blackmail in Whitechapel. When you will then continue. Need to gain leverage on Darius Pestriscu before you'll be able to convince him to let you into the house for a chat. So doing so merely requires you to locate a post box to find a letter. What post box? What letter?
This district seems to get uglier.
You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Baron. You paid one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long?
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
We don't leave. Where's this mailbox I need to find? 'Cause I seriously can't find this dude. I tried looking online, but nothing's helping. Who this?
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Uh-huh. That was your decision.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
She got fatigued like that dude.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Dude, I'm getting upset because I cannot find where the hell to go. It's like I didn't did everything I was supposed to do. But I could do. I didn't spoke with everybody. I was gotta re-talk to him. So the quest blackmail chapter will continue.
You never lose your focus.
To rescue before you convince him to let you in the house for a chat. Doing so merely requires you to locate a post box to find a letter, speak to a journalist named Clayton Darby, and then find a poet, Richard Nethercoat. They're not located on my map, though.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Clayton Darby, they're not located on my map, so how the hell am I supposed to find them? Darby, dude, they're not telling me anything. This is aggravating. What am I supposed to do? Where the hell is a journalist? Clayton Darby. I might need to watch a video to get this. I can't. This is stupid. One of these dudes looking for. Feel like I'm going outside of a Whitechapel. What occurred? Hold up, some bullshit just happened. Cause what I'm seeing in this video didn't happen in this game. Apparently I was supposed to watch him go throughout the back door, and I didn't see him go through the back door. Like,
the walls of your home will not protect you.
Hold up, man, some bullshit just happened. So I dead ass might have to restart this game.
This district seems to get uglier every year.
Oh, there we go, okay. Wow, that was... Fuck me, man.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercoat? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes.
I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I cannot enter. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Every year.
Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality.
Protection against malevolence and trickery.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Excuse me.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
It's confidential. Speaking as a doctor, I'm sure you understand.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Never goes out?
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Yeah, I can usually find it behind the church.
I'm cheap and I'm
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Looks kind of manly.
I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night.
Ain't
It
no
reeks
girl.
of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
She's a mute.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
Where's the mailbox? Not that dead. Not leading anywhere. There's a mailbox down there.
It's locked.
Look lively! It's on to us! Stop! We have to stop it!
The power of the Lord commands you.
Back, demon! Back! I shall fear no.
This is when weapons like this definitely come in handy.
Away with
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
All this for a damn mailbox, bro. Watch the mailbox be somewhere simple as hell. No, I didn't do that. Man, I accidentally pushed the wrong button. This thing is not helpful, man. The mailbox here? What the fuck's the mailbox? Well, some of the mailbox gotta be one of these.
Hello again, miss.
I wonder if she's the mailbox.
Very well. Goodbye. Hello again, miss.
Oh, come on, dude. I'm not trying to talk to this woman.
Very well. Goodbye.
Look butch as hell. Where the hell is the mailbox? Right here?
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. It's locked, all right. Dude, where the fuck is this mailbox? Where's this other news reporter at? He inside? Is he inside the chapel or he's behind it? How the hell am I supposed to get back there? Everywhere is like surrounded. I tried going in front. God dang it. Where's this fucking place?
by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
Richard Nethercott. Dude, I'll find this out later. I gotta go, man. Thank you guys for joining me. Peace, and I'll be back at this early in the morning.